That is my fault completely. Completely my fault. Sorry for those once again watching at home. That is my fault completely. Now we got Raiders and tools working. Now everything's working. So we're seeing these laptops come through. But now we got Footy Ben who's invalidated as well. Who else is on a lap? Daz coming into the pits. Mad Max not into the pits. Fruity's not on a lap. Battlecat's not on a lap. We have no one on a lap. Bunch of people on out laps. We've still got 9 minutes to go. It's been a very interesting qualifying session so far. So we'll see what happens for the rest of this race. Because obviously there's heaps of time left in this qualifying session. So as we see Jazzy go for a lap, let's turn this telemetry on. And see him take to Texas. It's 20 turns. And COTA taking a very, very wide line here. Going through getting the apex of turn 1. Now a big downhill all the way through to the first sector. He's going to keep it nice and tight through there. Through the S is hitting very tight. They're very close to the limit here for Jazzy. This is going to keep it going. He's currently P3 in the run. He's got a purple first sector, but he's not lighting it up the timing sheets as of yet. He'll come down towards the first sector and we'll see what he can do. Let's comes down, bash a very big wobble coming out of turn 11 there. Not what he would have wanted to come to the DRS straight now. DRS active. That rear wing is not open. He never opened the rear wing on the back straight, did Jazzy? But has he backed off? It's unclear what happened here, but we'll jump up someone else as that lap will be pretty much aborted. Pepsi though, he's just under a 10th. Then obviously looking who I can see on big improvements, and it's Cali who I can see he's on a big improvement, for a very big improvement so far here. He's it's over 2 tenths off on his time when I last checked. That's what he can do, coming through turn 19 now, on the way down towards the second to last corner now. What can Cali do? Come towards the line, DRS open, and it's P5. Not a bad lap time at all from him. Apollo Pepsi though, he can still challenge for pole. He's going to have Mash Jr. ahead of him, but that's it. Then he'll have his teammate following him through behind. It's an all or nothing lap for Pepsi here. Could be his last run, and he goes fastest again by a 10th. Great lap from him. Now Gritter, who's backed off into the pits. Junkyard's not on a lap. Mad Mac on an out lap. Battlecat, is he on a lap? He's improving by 3 tenths, so yes, he is on a lap. And he might get the toe here from this Sauber down the back straight of old Footy Vandal there. He's going to get out of the way, but after giving Cat a nice toe and willing to combat the slipstream effect, sorry, the bit of a wobble and cut across he had to do to get across there. But I was looking through the times. Mash Jr., he's on a flyer right now, so we'll jump to him soon. But Battlecat, he is flying as well. Both drivers flying as of right now. He's going well here so far, coming through this. It's starting to rain right now. We're seeing that on board here. It's starting to rain at the Circuit of the Americas. Could just be a visual. Battlecat towards the line. Goes P7. And now Mash Jr. As you can see, it's starting to rain here at COTA for qualifying. But what can Mash Jr. do? Coming through turn 19 now, and he's invalidated. And could that be his qualifying over? It could be, if it actually is starting to rain. Now Toddy is gearing up for a lap. But it is definitely raining out there. But is it time? Is it time for those inters yet? Is it still got enough in it to be slicks? Obviously, it's probably going to be slicks for the remainder of this qualifying session, but it's going to get wetter, meaning it's not going to be as easy for these drivers to drive it around this very tricky third sector. It's going to be very tricky for them tonight. Throughout this remaining of this last 5 minutes of quality, you can see the drivers in the background there going through turn 1. See if I see someone on the lap. Oh, Mad Mac though, he is pushing. I would assume this is the lap to get back, judging by his ERS levels. Oh, we'll stay with him. And now come down towards turn 11's hairpin here. One of three hairpins on this track. I need to move that the way. Well, everyone else is on either an out lap or an in lap, but that is definitely rain here at COTA. So who's going to be next across the line if I look at drivers on out laps? So we have Grotto just finished the lap, I believe. He's on inters. Daz in the pits on inters. Mad Mac. Pepsi's retired. Pepsi thinks it's too wet, and I think he might be right about that one. And I feel like he's guaranteed himself pole. But we'll have to wait and see. Is there enough time and enough pressure? Now Fruity, he'll lead this pack away. I'll see what he can do. As he power car retiring from the session. They all think it's too wet and it's raining to continue. It's still dry though, and it's not wet yet. But what can Fruity do in his kick Sauber? Of course, in the real F1, Nico Hulkenberg's on a flyer here. Can there be another kick Sauber up in this top 4 here? Can they disrupt Jazzy, Mash, Toddy and Pepsi? What can happen? And now Fruity, he'll come through down, run aboard of him on his way down to turn 11. We'll see what he can do. Coming through turn 11 now. It's definitely wet, but is it wet enough? So keep it down. DRS still enabled, so obviously it's still dry enough that all the drivers are still in the pits, minus a very select few. There'll be no traffic whatsoever for Fruity. This is all him, and this is a chance for him to put it on the front rows. Toddy's retired. He's not out of this one yet. And I feel like this is all to play for. He's not improving, it seems like, on his time though. And I think he's done. I feel like it's just a bit too wet. So I think that's going to be qualifying over. Yes. Yep, it is qualifying over. I'll go through your order now. Unless Woody Bender can make some magic. But if I look at his telemetry, he's 5 tenths down on his time. So we'll have to call it here. Pepsi gets pole position, followed by Toddy, Mash Jr., Jazzy George, Callie, Garrido, Battlecat, Junkyard Doggy, Matt Daz, Mad Mac, Fruity, Old Footy Bender, and Cheap Trick. That's your qualifying order. Watch Griddo go run for a few laps as we get ready for round 13. And once again, that is the end of your qualifying session here in COTA for round 13 of Lads Motorsport Season 3. And of course, we couldn't have done it without race director and Dave's devs by our side. But now we got Apollo Pepsi takes pole position with a 1:32.0. Then the rain came after these laps were set. But Toddy, Mash Jr., Jesse Draught, Kelly top 5, Bilbo Gritto, Battlecat, Junkyard, Daz, Mad Mac, Fruity, Old Footy Bender, and Cheap Trick. And now it's the main event, what we've all been waiting for. It's time for the race. And welcome here to the Formula One United States Grand Prix here in Texas. And we are ready for an amazing showdown here in round 13 of our season as we conquer the mountain of Formula One. So here over the beautiful Texas, so the circuit of the Americas, and we are here rating. We've got 20 turns here today, a very high elevation change. We've got 5.5 kilometers long, 56 laps, but we're doing about 28 laps here today. 20 turns, 30.91 meters of elevation. Top speed drivers will get here through is around 343 k's an hour. Of course, the biggest incline is turn 1, and of course we head to these tires. So the C4, the C3, and the C2 being your Hong Kong bound tires. I would assume the mediums and the hards will be used a lot more here tonight compared to the other compounds. As now we get ready to get underway here in the Circuit of the Americas in the bright and sunny Texas. Now we await these drivers to pick their tires, get ready and set off on the formation lap. So here we are, we're green for the formation lap. Once again, we know our starting drivers. We know who they are, and we are here for 28 laps of Grand Prix racing here around the Circuit of the Americas. And this could be a thriller. We have some drivers higher than others that probably definitely have worked their way through some qualifying magic. Once again, Apollo Pepsi starting on the front rows. We'll have a look at the starting tyres for those watching at home. Mediums, all mediums except Daz and Fruity on the hards. Interesting strategy choices across the board, obviously, with only 2 drivers going to the mediums. This could be a very interesting call. This could be going long. This could be the one-stop attempt by Daz and Fruity. We've seen Daz be kind of a tyre whisperer throughout the season. So it'll be very interesting to see what can happen here tonight. And of course, none of this could be possible without us, one of our league partners, Race Director, the Discord bot, for all your league's needs, from check-ins to stewarding. It's got you covered, and it can be basically used for free as well for just the check-ins, even if you need it for check-ins. It's an amazing tool, and you're gladly to be working with Dave here in his creation throughout Lads Motorsport. But now Pepsi is backing the grid up here through Sector 3. As remember, he can't go too slowly, but he also can't go too fast on the formation lap, as is per the rules here tonight. So we'll see what can happen. And Apollo Pepsi, he will be looking to win this and reassert himself at the top step of the podium. But that driver behind him, it's Toddy. He's on a hot form. He hasn't. We'll check as they line up. I believe he's on a 3+ win streak at the moment. I do believe. Have a look at the results here. No, so I am wrong about that. Bahrain was won by Pepsi. Sprint, though, was won by Toddy. So these two have been very equal So far, Mercedes and RB battling it out. And we have ready here the grids forming. In comes Bender and Cheap Trick into their grid spots. The championship fight's on. 10 teams, 6 races left. All to play for. All 6 championships that Lads offer are to play for. As we are ready for 5 red lights. And we are underway here in Texas. Great jump from Apollo Pepsi and the few drivers across the board. Making jumps. Fruity looking to make jumps. And Bender on Daz. Coming into turn 1. Could this be chaos like the real F1? Does everyone go through cleanly? Do we have any collisions with a slow moving McLaren and a Mad Mac? But that's about it. And everyone seems to make it through cleverly. What's happened there? What a bit of collision. Daz, he's been hit. Spun around, I think, by Gritto. Gritto also with front wing damage. Gritto, Cheap Trick, Daz and Bender all with front wing damage. But the front drivers will continue on. Will be interesting to see what the case was there with the stewards. If this goes to the stewards. But now we have Pepsi who can just continue going. But he's still got Toddy right on his heels. Jazzy getting past him. We look at this many cars here. Oh, they're going side by side. Okay, we'll see. Junkyard's got a view of this. And he's going to sit back and watch Jazzy and Gritter. There's blue side by side. Is there close? No contact. No contact to need. And he keeps it side by side. Does Jazzy. Gritto's still there. He's hanging on around the outside. They're still side by side. Jazzy contact with Gritto. Slight bump. He's going to concede position there by Gritto. They're still side by side. Gritto gives him the room. Giving up the position there, but he's trying to go for the under. There goes around now the outside here of turn 17 now 18. Goes off track and where Gritto's lost a bit of oversteer there. But Gritto, can he rejoin safely? Ooh, close there, but not close enough. I think Gritto's front wing is going to be hurting him now. Swallow Pepsi sets the benchmark lap time. But a very chaotic start. Gritto losing more positions. He's now going to go side by side with his sister team. Well, not the sister team. He is the sister team. Our Battle Cat. TP versus Driver. Obviously of different teams. But we'll see what Gritto can do. Here's the RBTP. Can he hold on? Old Footy Bender into the pits. Daz, I believe, also following him in. But this fight already, this is a close action. Pretty much wheel to wheel. Between Battle Cat and these 4 cars already. The lead of the race. This is closer. And more entertaining it, this seems like. But we'll jump back to that later. Now we have DRS. And then we have Toddy. And Mash Jr. They're behind Pepsi. And we'll see what Toddy can do. Can he find his way past? The gap seems too big. But we'll see behind Junkyard. He was attacking Jazzy. He lost time there. But Gritto could be under threat here as we see down the straight. Battlecat gets that rear wing open. So side by side and he'll get past. That should be a pretty easy pass for Battlecat. Gritto tries to hang it around the outside. Once again, going off the track. That's the second lap in a row he's tried to keep that around using the outside. But here's Fruity. He can attack. He has to shut the door on Callie. But he's not done yet. So he has to look around the look in the inside did Fruity of Gritto. But Gritto's front wing is not going to be helping him throughout this race tonight. As Fruity, as Gritto's gone off very wide and into the gravel. Unfortunately, that should give him warnings. But I think it's time for him to box. He's not going to box, or does he? He does. So we'll now be able to jump. Look, this gap's very close to the drivers leading. Pepsi, Toddy, and Mash Jr. Oh, this whole chaos going behind them. This is what we want to see. Now we got the front few pulling away. And we'll see purple sector 1 for Pepsi. He's trying to find, but he's got 15% wear already. Mash Jr. same as him. But Toddy, he's a bit worse wear on those tyres. For him to push to keep within Pepsi's DRS. Oh, a bit of a wobble there from Pepsi. But coming out, I think he still gains on Toddy. So a bit more straight line speed compared to the Mercedes driver. Daz and Bender's into the pits again. Has to change his front wing once again. Interesting stuff. We see Battlecat, Cat, Rudy and Callie switching. Routine pass onto DRS. So we can see Mamat Cheat Trick getting passed by the McLaren driver. So we'll see what can happen. As Cheat Trick still has that front wing damage. So Pepsi, can he continue to lead this? Of course, there's gaps already starting to form. As you see, oh, Mash Jr. going on very wide there. And these guys are lucky to stay out of the carnage so far here tonight. Now turn one. We'll see what can happen here. My controller does not like being connected. We'll plug it back in. So this beautiful aerial shot. Let's just take a to admire this shot of these drivers coming through the S's. Now through this very tight and technical section. Of course my game has to freeze while it's doing this. But this is a beautiful shot. Courtesy of one of the good things EA has done with this game. Its camera angles are bloody immaculate. But this fight has not gone anywhere in the last few laps. This fight's been very, very stiff. Not much happening. Because Pepsi almost gains down the straight. As you can see here, he's gaining a lot. But then we look behind him, Junkyard. He's not close enough for move. Is anyone actually close to anyone? Not really. Fruity's really closer, but these three are your closest gap on track right now here to folks watching it at home. Of course, Pepsi's tyres are a lot better off than the drivers behind him. But even though it looks like, even on the track map there, they're all close together, there's still about a second gap between most of the drivers, if not more. So we're seeing Bender picking up the first penalty of the night. There, he's behind Daz. But if you look on the bright side of things, Jazzy Draw, he's doing well out there. He's supposed to be a tier 3 driver. Could be looking at tier 2 right here, right now. Could just be a lucky track, but he is tier 3. So right now, he's leading the overall tier 3, followed by, will be, I think you got then Cheap Trick, then Daz out of the 3, from the lower 3. So points on offer for all drivers. None of these drivers in the title fight in tier 3, but it'll be very interesting to see what can happen. We have the title fight though. That is upon us. Toddy looking to make up ground with Pepsi. He's still in it mathematically. He's still in it. Pepsi looking to make another win. I think if he can get to 3 rounds to go with a gap just over 150 odd points, he will be champion. But we'll see what can happen. Of course, the maths will have to be done. This race can be turned on its head. All drivers could crash. We never know. Such is the nature of racing. We'll keep going. So let's see what can happen if we continue racing here tonight. And I don't know why, but this race I feel like has something left in it. It's not over yet. Obviously we're seeing it's a bit of a DRS train here. And I'm Einstein, but these drivers are not going to give up without a fight that are behind Pepsi, as we saw last time out. And Jacko seems to have heard his name, champion. I mean, you're not right. Winning most of them, winning what? 10 races out of 12, I think, or something like that. You deserve that, definitely. Obviously, Jacko is being represented. His Alpine team being represented by Jazzy Draught, who is doing an amazing job here so far tonight. And he's defending Junkyard, and this drive, he's in Bahrain, he had a bit of a, could be a track though, as I say. Bahrain, he wasn't doing too well in. But could be interesting, as I just realised, Toddy has been passed by Max Jr. But Toddy's looking to make the over move. Brakes simply doesn't go for the move, doesn't dive bomb him. But we'll continue going. But it's giving Pepsi some breathing space. These two now a fight to keep your eyes on. Toddy and Mash, who's going to be the one that can chase after Pepsi? We'll see what can happen here tonight, because I feel like it's anyone's game so far. Because Mass Jr., he's going wide a lot there on that final corner. Turn 19. So I don't know what can happen. But we've got both at DRS. So they'll keep going. Junkyard's falling a bit off to Jazzy. So this is looking at the gaps. Fruity. He gets Callie. I think that was him in the final corner as Callie's boxed. Could be in his tires are short. Looking at telemetry, we can't see. But what can Peps? He's got a very fast Haas driver chasing him down. But he's also got a Mercedes chasing that Haas down. So everyone needs to be very careful. Who knows what will happen? We are not even a third of the way through here. We are a quarter of the way through this race. Of course, no safety cars yet. See, I hope I didn't just jinx it. Callie picking up another penalty now. Be very interesting to see what we can see from this battle here. This has been this has not changed since obviously the first lap. So who knows what can happen between these drivers? Obviously, it's still anyone's game. You know, safety cars are a factor. And no one's gaining on each other through this. So see there, Jazzy going off in the background. So who knows what the outcome will be. So this is pretty much battle. We have Jazzy and Junkyard behind. But this fight is for the lead of the race. So who knows what will happen. And still, they're 7 seconds behind these three. Very interesting to see what happens here. So very interesting to see if this. I'm honestly lost for words. But we'll see Junkyard's very close to Jazzy. Jazzy seems to have a moment, but these tyres of these front few are very close. They're over nearly 50% full toddy. But we'll see, is Junkyard close enough to make the move now? He'll chase, he'll get into the slipstream. But it's not enough of a gain. But these drivers up ahead, tyre wear will become a factor now. So very interesting to see what can happen as we got Mass Junior's tyres. Same as Pepsi's, about 44% wear. It's a yellow flag. And Daz is out. I think he's binned it in on the S's, it seems like. And that is the safety car. And that's a perfect time for these top three to get onto the hards. Cheat Trick getting a drive-through penalty. And as I said it happened. The safety car came about at the perfect time. And it's gonna allow all these drivers yet to pit. Cheat Trick, and that's another drive-through penalty. Don't think you can get 2 drive-throughs. Didn't think that was possible. See any jumping in the pits? No. So Apollo Pepsi, he'll be the leader. Actually, no, Junkyard was held up. Fruity, I think he stayed out on those hards, which is gaining him big time there. It's a very good start for these drivers. So Pepsi, he'll get to lead this pack on the safety car. And we will be back once the race continues. We seem to be getting ready to go green, and once again, still under half race distance to go. So we'll see how we go. Very interesting race this could be. We're ready. I think Pepsi's already gone. It's gone very late. Look behind him, Freddy. It's attacking, or being attacked, I should say, by Jazzy on the restart. Peels to the inside. Jazzy from side by side with Freddy. Oh, very good contact between them. So both all made the corner. As Chichik comes in. So let's just see how we go. Pepsi already opening up the gap. I see some. Oh, looking to make a move. Freddy Junkyard side by side for a very tricky part of the circuit. Still, there's Junkyard Bender getting another penalty. Oh, it's a side by side. Freddy very close to an unsafe rejoin. They're about 5 cars wide there. But Toddy, he's close. Freddy side by side with Battlecat now. And they're all filing at Freddy, just losing positions on those older tyres compared to the rest of the grid. You can see drivers ahead of them. But look at this squabble we have here. Very just dive bomb from Gritto gets past Freddy, and Freddy is really suffering on those older compounder tyre of the hearts. Those older tyres not doing too well. No Battlecat, he's chasing Junkyard. Has a look at the inside. Junkyard gets the traction though. Not what Freddy gets. Mad Mac as well now. And once again, fresher rubber. But next in line's Callie. Is Callie going to make the move on Freddy? Is Bender going to make the move on Freddy? That's what I need to be asking. But Battlecat's right at the back of Gritto. Now it's sister team versus big team. Red Bull versus RB. We'll see this as we come into turn 1. See, it's Freddy looking to make a move on Callie. No, I thought he was going to have a look there, but Callie's also gone past Freddy. And we'll have a look at these position jumps. Even Bender getting past Freddy. No real noticeable apart from Callie down 4 and up 3 is Junkyard. Freddy back to where he started. Mad Mac picking up a time penalty for 3 seconds. Oh. So we'll see what can happen. The Battlecat still on the back of Garrido. So is it anyone's game? Yes. Is the game on? Yes. The Cheetrix, I mean, he's just gone through and served his drive through. So no one has improving. Is this enough for Battlecat? No, it is not, but he's close to very, very close up to the back of the RB, who is on used tyres. Really did get past old Footy Bender on that straight. We're watching this battle here between Battlecat and Gritto, because this battle could open up another can of worms for the drivers ahead of him. Because Jazzy still chilling ahead, and apparently according to Quiet Cake, that is Mad Mac's 3rd ever 3-second penalty. Talk about Mystic Assistant. This man who did win Season 1 by just straight up being consistent. So very good racing between these drivers. Very clean, especially from Mad Mac. But obviously it's Battlecat. He's not going to be close enough. Pepsi's starting to disappear off and pull the Max Verstappen. So this is not... Might as well promote him to the big team at this rate. But Pepsi, he is going to see if he can race hard and pull up this gap. We'll see what can happen here tonight. Of course, Battlecat still chasing Gritto. Closest battle on Dragline is Bender and Fruity. So we'll see what can happen. Here, as Battlecat does get the rear wing open, this one should be easy for him. Comes side by side into turn 12. And he gets the move done. Cheat trick in again. I feel like... Did he actually have two drivers? That could be a game glitch, but... Pardon me. But we're half race distance now. But that yeah, very well could be a game glitch. Pepsi's gap's being regulated by Toddy so far. But we'll see what can happen. Jazzy draw hits his calmness. That's his first warning. So we'll see now. But Toddy, he's flying. Seems to be the case here. He's set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. 1:36.2. Slightly faster than Pepsi's medium time. So we'll see what can happen. As he look to make moves, does Mad Mac. He's of course, as I called him throughout the last few seasons, Mr. Consistent. But we'll see what he can do here. As we'll continue on. Can Mad Mac? He's very close to the back of the RB of Gritto. He is very close. We'll see as they come down towards turn 11 now. Through the airpin, Mad Mac did have a sneaky look, but not there. This should be a pretty routine pass for him. Gritto does have DRS though, but Mad Mac is significantly closer. Rear wing open for Mac. Can he do now? Is he close enough? No, he is not. So we'll jump up now to Junkyard and Jazzy. They have been going on this for the whole 15 and 3/4 laps right now. Very interesting stuff. So we'll see what can happen for the remainder of this race. As Junkyard can chase. We know that. We know he's consistent as well. He's probably one of the most consistent drivers this season so far. In terms of when he's been up there. He's been up there and clean. And now, looking at Mash Jr. has also gotten a penalty. I might have missed that during the safety car. Some description. We'll see what can Junkyard do. He is giving chases. Bender and Gritto swap positions as Gritto comes into the pits. Cheat Trick being the only driver out there. Currently over a minute gap between drivers. He could very much be lapped by the end of this race. But Pepsi, he's picked up a penalty. So not what he would want in terms of this fight, as Toddy yet to get a penalty. But as I'm sorry, so look up at the field karma. Toddy is on the back of Pepsi. This could be a race-changing move for Toddy. And he doesn't get them, but he's very close now. What can he do if you're in the final 12 laps here of Grand Prix racing? And we'll see what can happen, Toddy. This gap's been regulated down. So it seems to be a bit of a moment Pepsi must have had getting that 3-second penalty. We'll see if he can give chase through this remaining half of this race. We'll see. We very much will see. This now he'll chase down into turn 1. 4 attempts the gap into turn 1. 6 attempts it out of turn 1. Pepsi does have that traction. He's able to get his foot down at the right time. And we're seeing this, which is he's bringing that gap to over a second. Mash Jr. catching up Toddy at a bit of hesitation there, coming out of turn 5. Let's see what he can do as he comes to rearrange himself. Turn 9, now turn 10. On this run now down towards turn 11. So we'll see what can happen. We'll continue going. Speed is the name of the game. And I don't think there'll be a move on the straight for Mashir, but Junkyard, he's definitely close enough. But Jazzy He moves over at the right time, and he's actually showing a lot of spots. If I had to pick a driver of the day so far, it would be Draw. But we'll look through. This is pretty much our closest battle is Junkyard and Jazzy. But Jazzy's been hands down racing absolutely superbly. Jacko would be absolutely happy with this man's performance here so far tonight. Defending Junkyard Dog as a tier 3 reserve, Jazzy Draw is set to finish on the... He could finish on the podium. Nothing's out of the question yet. Nothing. Podium is still available for Jazzy. So, whether you're an Alpine hater or you're a Jazzy Draw hater, you gotta admit, he's done a beautiful job here tonight. 3-second penalty once again to Footy Benders. He's fighting with his teammate right now. So we'll jump to them in a little bit. Ryan Porto with Jazzy. As you'll see behind him, that's his gap in real time. We'll jump up Toddy. He's closed up once again to Pepsi. This is very good stuff from him. So we'll see what can happen now. As Toddy, he's still not close enough. He keeps gaining. And why the hell? And this is turning into one of the races of boredom that we've had at LadsMotorSport. We haven't had a race this boring since Japan Enduro last year, last season, I guess you could say. The only fight we had was Cake and Mad Mac, which was battle went on for 30 laps, mind you had. Nothing. And they were the only two within about a 3-second gap of each other at the time. But this is coming up to one of the most boring races we've had here at LadsMotorSport. But it's not yet over, as I've said. About 10 laps to go now. Still heaps of time. He certainly has tonight. Lap 1, turn 1 incident. Hate for... I don't know, H4 may have been involved. He might have been involved. I'm assuming that's what it is. I didn't see it quite. He did get looked a bit racy, but I don't think so. I feel like it was not to question, but from Cakes in. We'll be very interesting to see what the stewards think. But I do think Gritto might have had a say in that, considering he got front wing damage. So we'll see how it goes. Obviously, still heaps of time left in this race. Stewards, obviously, they'll deal with that tonight. That's not their job right now. They've got 24 hours to submit whatever the hell they want. So we'll keep going. That's not what we want to are interested in. So now we get to see this fight. This fight's still the only fight within the 10th, and we're just sitting here on board with Toddy. And I don't think we're going to be seeing much more from him. So this could be a very interesting race. Very interesting end. Toddy yet to get a 30-second penalty. Pepsi would know that. Both their tyres, same wear. This is battery slightly in favour of Toddy. Really slightly. Pardon me. So now, we'll see how it goes. What's the answer? What's Toddy's answer to Pepsi? He really does gain though. He gains on that main straight. Then it falls away in turn 1. So his gaining times is in between the sector 3 and sector 1. Back straight, he loses, and for exit turn 1 down to 2. As you can see, that gap instantly, but he's kept with him. This time round, has Toddy. I want that gap to be just under 5 for about 4 attempts after turn 10 onto the down straight to make a move. That Pepsi just instantly extending that gap. So it'll be very interesting to see what can happen for the remainder of this one. And Cali now 3-second penalty. Very good racing there from him. He's also Cali doing very well here tonight. But we'll see what can happen. if Junkyard gets a penalty though right now, that's P4 for Jazzy. If he doesn't get a penalty, that's P5 for Jazzy, just unless provisionally. So Jazzy's still P5 after a P4 in qualifying to fall to P5 just on penalties. Well deserved P5 for that man. But we're still got time. There's still time for him to pull 3 seconds. There's still time for Junkyard to get his 3-second penalties. You never know what can happen as Machina has fallen off just that little bit more. See there, that's him. He's about 2.6 seconds perfect. Oh, but they're making the move. I didn't see that. As Toddy goes to the inside. Traction race down towards turn 2. Very close, side by side now. Heading to turn 3. This is very close racing now. They seems to have gained on that main straight. As I said last time, I wasn't even paying attention. Super Z looking at the gap that Mass Jr. had. Back to these two, but now they're fighting. And that was a weird weaving. The gap was less than a tenth of racing in that. G-Trick though, he'll be very soon be lapped, which is bad for him. Hoping that his driver, his teammate here, wins this one. German Dictator's watching this because Soddy's looking to answer back to this title fight. He said to himself he's not out of it yet. He's not in this one yet, but he's looking to make the mobile move on Apollo Pepsi. Goes very close, keeps it clean, but has to put on the brake pedal. Doesn't get past. And this fight is bringing Mass Jr. slowly back into it. He's got the gap down already a second. So the first 2 sectors, he's on about 5 steps a sector on average here. So it's anyone's game here. And I think Toddy has the pace advantage right now. He's burning a bit more tyres, a bit more ERS, but he's keeping with Pepsi. And this could be it. This could be his chance. Now the main straight. This is where he gains. We've seen him gain. Alright, he's going to be very close. He's going to make the move. Goes to the outside. Outside of turn 1 for Toddy. Doesn't get the move. He starts to the inside. A bit of a wobble though. No. Toddy. This title challenge. He needs to pass Pepsi. Junkyard, Jazzy. They're battling too. Jazzy keeps it there. He goes very deep. Junkyard keeps it there. Pinning it to the inside. Junkyard still side by side with Jazzy. Goes side by side to the S's. This is a very dangerous part to be side by side. And Junkyard says, no mate, you can back out. And gets the position. But now these are the drivers that we have to watch out for. Toddy at Pepsi. These two at the front. And now that just hurt Jazzy's race a lot by getting Junkyard past him. So we'll see what can happen now. This race could be flipped on its head. All because of lap 22. That could have been a massive moment. They're getting racy now. This is what we want to see. These two fighting in harmony. Title fight's not over, as I've said many times here. So who knows what can happen here tonight. I'd say it's not over. But we'll see as he's really close once again. 3/10 the gap. Mass Jr. 1.4 seconds the gap for him. Jazzy's fallen out of DRS. But that's not who we're here to watch. A side by side into turn 1. Around the outside goes Toddy. Keeping it pinned. Still side by side down the hill. They go towards this first sector of S's. Turn 3 now. It's first and Pepsi doesn't back out. Forces Toddy once again to back out. And this is a moment that we are seeing. I said this race was boring. And now these drivers are showing as here comes Fruity. Is he trying to gain positions on a safety car? Is he hoping for a safety car? Who the hell knows at this point? This one is just between Pepsi and Toddy right now. These two absolutely duking it out. Jazzy's fallen off and he's going to be at mercy of the Battle Cat on this straight. And I feel like he's used up his luck. Here's Jazzy used up and now we're seeing this from him. He's still on. There's only 2 drivers that can finish this race in tier 3 and 4. And he's still looking to be the overall. Goes cheap tricks nearly a lap down to these guys ahead. But now Gritto picks up another penalty. So we'll see what can happen. As Jazzy gets past Battle Cat, we didn't see that. Battle Cat seemed to have gone wide there, and he'll get past again. But now Toddy, he is close. He is very close. We'll see what can happen now as he goes side by side once again into turn one. Does he back out? Does he do a bit of a squeeze? Does he get Pepsi very close? And he tucks in behind him. And now this could be a very interesting race. Toddy yet to get a 3-second penalty. This could be very much a deciding factor in this race. We have just under 5 laps to go. Toddy, oh geez, Pepsi, bit on the brakes. Get on the anchors there, son. Keep it going. Oh, a bit of a wobble there from Pepsi too. But here comes Toddy, looking to capitalise. Is he going to capitalise before? He's going to have DRS. And he goes side by side. They're still side by side. And he gets the traction. Pepsi has a lot of traction in that RB here tonight. We're seeing it. He's getting away, but it's Toddy looking to make that move for the first time. Can he get ahead? Far more than that corner. Can he? Can he? A little bit of wheel banging. Pepsi's gone wide. He's going to keep it side by side. Still side by side by these two. This is a championship battle to the limit. They keep going side by side. Toddy. Can he go ahead? Pepsi dots to the inside. Still on the inside is Pepsi. And what a racing. What racing these two are preparing for us here. Before our very eyes. And now Max Jr. He's inside that second gap. These two pulling off racing spectacle unlike any other. And we'll see what he can do as we still have 4 laps of Grand Prix racing here. I don't know why my HomePod's going off. That scared the crap out of me, but we'll see. Here's Toddy looking to make the dive bomb. No, he does not. ERS though, in favour of Pepsi by nearly double right now. So Toddy's going to be smart with his ERS usage for the rest of this race. If you also say he's looking though, he's looking very racy. But he's got to remember, if he can keep it within 3 seconds, the win is his. The win will be his. So now, what can happen? How racy does he get through doubt? We've still got a few laps to go. I've completely lost track. Oh, there's a big slide there from Toddy. And it's not done yet. None of it is done yet. You're still going to the wire, it seems like. They got racy. Very racy. And Jazzy, though, he's fallen off a bit, but I think he'll stay P6. Well deserved by him. Junkyard looking for another P4 position, sorry. And Mashu is just hanging in there, looking to get back-to-back podiums here for the LadsMotorSport. But Toddy, does he want back-to-back wins? That's what I see. That's what I think he is looking for. And now we'll see what he can do. Can he challenge the Pepsi can up in front? The Twitch Sweat, as it has been called. He's looking to make the move. Here comes Toddy up the inside. Can he hold it for more than a corner this time? Does he get past? Pepsi still there, and Toddy gives him the ample racing room. Still side by side through turn 2. And they're going to hold it down towards turn 3. Very close. Toddy doesn't back out this time, though. He only slightly does to avoid a collision. But it seems like Pepsi has that downforce through turn 5 there. And that Toddy does not. Bit of a wobble there. These drivers pushing to the absolute limit. We have got 2 laps to go after this one. 2.5 laps of racing to go. We're on the back straight. Is it Toddy's chance? He needs to play defense now. Toddy, he's got this nearly win. If back locked up, if he can keep it. But does he want to go for the on-track overtake? Or get it by merit? Oh, being clean side by side into turn 12. Toddy gets the over and under. But a wobble. A big wobble. And Mash Jr. has a look up the inside of Toddy. And Mash Jr. gets past. But never mind, there goes Toddy, who plays it beautifully. Gritto with the fastest lap now, 1:35.1. But now Toddy has all the time in the world. Pepsi, he has 2 laps now. He's about to start his penultimate lap. And he's going to pull 2 seconds. We'll look at penalties now. That is what it's in it now. 3 seconds apiece. 18 seconds to the old footy bender. That's not good for him. But Jazzy, he'll stay where he is as of right now unless he gets another penalty. So well done. Props to that tier 3 driver. But now, what can Toddy do? Is he able to keep the gap down? Is he able to stay within 3 seconds? Can Pepsi pull 3 seconds? Oh, look with Mash Jr. though. Can he influence this? Will this be a very convinced win for Toddy? He's been very racy. He's been keeping it clean all season long. And he's bringing that title challenge to Apollo Pepsi. But I think Pepsi's going to have the championship wrapped up very soon. But he's still got a lap and a half to pull 1.6 seconds. But it could be very hard if he's getting racy with Mash Jr., who had the look, didn't get the move done. Now 1.4 seconds for Pepsi. He's got to do this well. Gritter, another 3-second penalty for him. Let's see this. Can Pepsi pull the 1.5 seconds he needs to Toddy? And I think he's going to need Mash Jr.'s help here. Teams, different teams. But if Toddy can keep that gap and not lose 1.8 seconds this lap as Pepsi starts the final lap of his Grand Prix. And he's in DRS now. Toddy was in DRS for a split second there. Then he had the wobble. So this is not over yet. Toddy, let's see what he can do. Has he got the jets on? But does he have the threat of Mash Jr. behind him? This will come down to penalties. This surely has to. Is there a tail? Not done. Not said. Left in this one. Is Apollo Pepsi looking to make it even? This could be the race he wins the championship. Who knows? The math is still needing to be done. Of course, we don't have an enduro left, so that could be a big deciding factor. We'll have to work it out. And I feel like Toddy might have this one in the books. Unless Mash Jr. has anything to say about it. He's making a look. Can he have a look? Can he have a look? Mash Jr. side by side lock up. Can he get past? Bit of wheel banging. They're still side by side. This is what Pepsi would have wanted. How much did that gap fall? Not enough. Mash Jr. has a look up the inside. A bit of wheel banging, forcing a little bit of push and shove. Pepsi, 1.4 seconds now. What can Mash Jr. to say the help is all made out? What can happen? But it won't be a fairy tale ending for Pepsi. He won't get the win here tonight. Yellow flag, sector 1. Oh, who is that? It's Jazzy Draw. He spun it round. But it won't matter. Pepsi will finish first. But Toddy will win this United States Grand Prix. Followed by Pepsi and Mash Jr. But heartbreak for Jazzy Draw, who spun it on the final lap in turn 12 out of 20. But Junkyard, he'll finish P4. Battle Cat P5. Tally, he'll get it just over the line. He'll get it P6. And heartbreak for Jazzy, but he still gets it. That's P7. Followed by Mad Mac. Fruity will be next across the line, and we are waiting. They still kick Salvers. It's not going to matter. Bender, though, he can still keep position. He is not out of this position here. Cheetrix across the line. He'll finish last in 12th. But let's see. Where does Bender? Can Bender keep the gap that he needs to beat Gritto? Comes across the line. 12.4 is the gap. The Fruity finishes ahead of Bender with no surprise there due to penalties. And did Gritto get ahead of him? I think he did. Gritto will jump Bender there. And that is the end of the Grand Prix here. Toddy will take another win. Ants is back. And that's what we want to see from our drivers. And beautiful racing once again from all drivers. As we get these lads in for an interview. Of course, driver of the day going up to old footy bender, who might have, I think, even gotten most penalties as well, but he still gets driver of the day. Pep Toddy, though, takes the win, followed by Polo Pepsi, Mash Jr., Junkyard Doggy, Galcat, Cali, Jazzy Draw, unlucky for him. Then we got Mad Mac, Fruity, VX Creator, Old Footy Bender, Cheat Trick, and Daz with your DNF. And that is racing well done by all the drivers here tonight. As we get the boys in here for some interviews. I think we're just waiting on one more, if I'm not wrong. We'll just wait here 2 seconds longer. See if we can get Mash in here. But I think we might have to start with you, Pepsi, if you're here. We'll start with you, I guess, while I don't seem to see have the other... I'm sorry, 3.0 joining. But we'll start with you. How do you feel you went here tonight? So I was gonna say, if that penalty, do you think? I'll say there was very beautiful racing between you two, but did the penalty change anything? I guess on what you were racing for in the end. Well raced, obviously by you, and was there? I guess you started early in qualifying. Obviously, we could see the rain here, but did you know, when was it that you knew that you had pole position? So you did improve though, is what I think I saw. Well, I'll congratulate you now, Pepsi. But we'll now move to our race winner once again, Toddy, who you win once again, Toddy. So the tire drop off, I noticed when looking at the telemetry there. The medium, hards you did nearly double the laps on without even close to the same amount of wear. So it was what? So what's the one stop? I guess your original strategy, like, did the safety car throw you off at all, as it might have done to Pepsi? Do you, I'll say you three were almost in a league of your own here tonight. I think the closest people behind you was about 13 to 14 seconds behind you. Did it feel like you guys were pulling away that far? I'll say well, yeah, once again, congratulations to you both. And of course, I guess the other two are pretty much the main, even though Toddy, what, you got about a 100-point gap, you still, it seems like you two are the ones fighting for the title. So congratulations once again for both of you here tonight. So we now will move, I guess we got racing still to come here at LadsMotorSport for the remainder of the season. We still have 5 rounds left here. Next we head to Japan for the sprint this time next week. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in Japan.